Hey, what's up tech freaks? Paul here. So in today's video, I'm going to be doing a review of the Samsung Galaxy S10 5G. So let's get to it. Alright guys, so first off, what we're going to do, we're going to take a little look around the phone itself. So see you in a bit. So we have a 6.7-inch display, curved screen with two front-facing cameras. You've also got the volume rocker on the left with the dedicated Bixby button. Along the bottom you've got the headphone jack, the USB Type-C, a mic hole and a speaker. Along the top all you've got there is the SIM tray. There is no SD card. And on the right hand side you've got the power switch. At the back, you've got a 4 horizontal camera array with a flash, and as you can see, when you move the phone around, it does shimmer in different colors. It really is a gorgeous phone. Okay, now we've got that bit out of the way. Let's get this device turned on. We'll take a little look at using the phone. Now, to get the device turned on, it does have the inbuilt fingerprint display dedicated under the screen, and it works flawlessly, I must say. Using the phone itself, it's very fluid. Swiping up, down, there are no glitches. I haven't suffered any glitches with this phone whatsoever. No matter what you're doing on the handset, you can see here that it just flows really nicely. I can't complain with the device itself. It is quite an amazing phone. Now this device has a 6.7-inch screen, so I think it's only right that we take a little look at the display in action. Okay, so display quality on this handset, hands down, it is absolutely gorgeous. As you can see here, this is a 4K video. I'm running this at the full resolution and the detail is just immense. You actually think it looks like 3D. The detail with the screen, the color, the contrast, the background, the shadows, it really does look like something else. Definitely, without a doubt, the best display phone that I've ever had. Watching movies on here, TV shows, even for gaming, it is absolutely fabulous. The detail that you see here is so mesmerizing. You wouldn't think that you can get so much quality out of a display on a phone, and I'm coming from the S8 Plus, and to me that was just an immense display. So let's have a little talk about the call quality with this device. Now I must say that initial impressions is that the call quality is really good and it's really clear. Okay, so call quality, I must say, perfect. I've had no drop calls. I've had no interference while having conversations. Very clear, crisp quality sound. That's both for me and for the other people on the other end of the line. At the moment, there isn't a 5G for me. It hasn't launched yet, but for the 4G signal that I'm getting on this handset, it's perfect. So one big point with this phone is the cameras at the back. So let's have a detailed look at the various lenses that you get on the phone, the camera modes, and also the picture quality. Alright guys, so we're going to take a little look at the camera, the options, the settings, and the quality. So what I've done, I've actually got my camera locked over to the Bixby button. So if I press the button once, it brings you into the camera. I've got a little cactus here. It's going to be my little demo model. So as you can see, so to start off with, you've got your camera normal mode here. On this side, you have the wide angle, and as you can see between the two, it really does jump out quite wide. If I rotate it this way, you'll probably get a better impression of the difference. So this is normal mode and this is your wide angle mode. So it really does bring in a lot more of your shot. And the one on the far right is your 4x optical zoom. So if I press that, straight away you can see how much zoom you really do get on this camera. Now, you are able to use this mode for your portrait shot. So if I just take a quick snapshot of that and show you that the detail on the camera is absolutely amazing. It is really almost like it's just 3D and it's just jumping out at you. I will be doing a separate video in regards to the camera and the lenses, some day shots and night shots, just to show you the differences between the options on here. So if we go back a step, so we'll start off with along the bottom, you can see it, there you can see it says photo. On this little side, the icon there is like an intelligence icon. So it actually knows I'm trying to take a picture of a photo or a plant. That's why you've got the leaf. And depending on what your subject is, this is going to change to give you the best possible image of your photo. If we scroll across, oh, too far. If we scroll across, we've got live focus. So you can do live focus in video, and you can also do live focus in your background as well. So as you can see there, the keyboard and my other cactuses are pretty blurry. We can adjust that as well if you wanted to with your live focus. And on this side, just to show you, you can have live focus video, and that allows you with the slider to decide how much background blur you want behind your subject. So we just go back to where we were. So you've got live focus, which works for the front and the rear cameras as well. There are some different blur effects here that you can apply. Because I'm quite close to the subject behind me, you're not really getting the full effect, but you can see the keyboard there does blur quite a bit more than it did before. Pro mode pretty much covers everything that you can think about on the pro mode. You've got your autofocus, you can change your ISO, your white balance. So everything is on here that you need to use it as if it were a professional camera. Panorama, again, this is your panorama mode. As I say, the ultra wide angle mode does a fantastic job on its own. But I guess if you wanted to get even a wider shot, panorama mode. You've got your night mode, which again, I'll be doing separate videos on this one. Food mode, so what it will do is just enhance the dish, and then you can see, so you can move the area in focus like so. And if you imagine if that was a plate of food, that's what it's going to zoom in on when you take your photo. So if we scroll across to the other side of photos, you've got your video. So again, video, you can have it wide angle, you can have your normal mode, and you can also have your zoom, which works on the video. Live focus video I covered just a little while ago, and again you can arrange the blur in the background. You've also got super slow-mo option, you've got your slow motion option, and the last but not least is the hyperlapse. So I think what we're going to do now is I'll just show you some of the settings on the phone itself. So start off with at the very top there, you can see it does say scene optimizer. So you can use Bixby to automatically optimize your shots for the scene, which is kind of what I showed you before with the little plant picture in the bottom right of the phone. Shot suggestions, so you can get on-screen guides to help you line up for great shots. Flaw detection, this I guess is quite a good one as well, so you can get notified when someone blinks or looks blurry in pictures, and you'll also be notified if there are smudges on your lens, so I would definitely recommend keeping that one on. Motion photos, so you can record a short clip of what happens before each picture, a little small recording if you wanted to. Hold the shutter button too, so you've got some options. If you held the shutter button, I'm set to take a burst shot, you can just have it to take a picture or create a GIF. Save options, so you can choose the format for saved pictures and whether to correct distortion when saving. And there you can see you've got the HEIF pictures, raw copies, ultra wide shape and selfie shape correction. So we go back a step and you've got rear video size. So looking at the rear video, 16:9, so the resolution is you've got 3840 by 2160 at 60 frames per second, 3840 by 2160 at 30 frames per second. You got 1920 by 1080 60 frames per second, 1920 by 1080 at 30 frames per second, and you've also got HD, which is 1280 by 720. The front video, the resolution on that, so you've got 3840 by 2160. Let's get that a bit more in focus for you. So you've got 3840 by 2160. You've got your 1920 by 1080 and 1280 by 720, and then you've got full, which is 2280 by 1020, and 1:1, which is 1440 by 1440. So advanced recording options. So here you can see you can record videos in HEVC format to save space. You may not be able to play the videos on other devices or share them online. And then you've got HDR10 plus video, so you can optimize the contrast and color of each scene by recording rear camera videos in HDR10 plus. You need a supported device or a service like YouTube to play the videos correctly. You've got HDR rich tones, so apply when needed. You've got tracking autofocus, so that will keep the camera focused on the selected subject even when they move. So very good for a moving image, or also good if you're doing your selfie videos. So pictures as preview, you can save your selfies as they appear in the preview without having to flip them. Grid lines, your choice if you want them on or off. You've got location tags. So with regards to location tags, there you go, back in focus. You can add tags to your pictures and also your videos, so you can know where they were taken. Camera modes, so you can set the default camera mode, reorder your modes and hide the ones that you don't want to use. Shooting methods, you can control the volume key function, so you can decide if you want to show palm. You've got floating shutter button, you can have voice control to take your photos. So pressing my volume key will take a picture or record the video, so depending on what mode that I'm on. We go back a step. Quick launch, so if you wanted to quick launch the camera, you can double press the power button, but as I said before, I'm actually using the Bixby button, one press as opposed to two. Not a big difference there, but I just prefer it on that side. And quick review, so you can view pictures immediately after you've taken them. So if we go back a step here, that's pretty much the end of the interface with regards to the camera. As I said before, keep an eye out for the next lot of videos. There's going to be some front facing, rear facing videos, a 4K recording, zoom, wide angle. So just make sure you watch all those videos to come. Now I know you're probably wondering, what with the big screen, running it on the 1440p, it's 5G, although 5G is not active on here at the moment, how is the battery life? So let's go and take a look at what kind of battery I've been getting on this device. Okay guys, so here you can see that the battery is on 96% with a screen on time of 2 hours and 23 minutes. On the next screenshot there you can see I've gone down to 38% and I've now got a screen on time of 3 hours and 42 minutes. I'm now down to 21% and there you can see the screen on time is up to 4 hours and 50 minutes. It is now down to 5% battery and I've got a screen on time of 6 hours and 5 minutes. The next battery cycle was there at 100%. So you can see now the battery is now down to 30%. It reckons there that I'll have about 11 hours and 12 minutes of battery. And there you can see I've got a screen on time of 5.5 hours, but the phone battery has actually been on for 1 day and 2 hours. It's now down to 26% and it's been on for a day and 3 hours with a screen on time of 5 hours and 53 minutes. It's then down to 24% battery with a screen on time of 6 hours and 5 minutes. 10% showing 6 hours and 9 minutes of battery, and there you can see a phenomenal 20 hours and 50 minutes non-stop battery usage from the last time I unplugged it. We're now down to 7%, and you can see that this phone has been on for 21 hours and 4 minutes. Absolutely unbelievable, with a screen on time of 6 hours and 16 minutes, and bearing in mind this is on the 1440p resolution. So I think it's fair to say that the battery on this is absolutely unreal. I'm very pleased with the battery life, and since making this video it has gotten that little bit better. On some days I'm getting 7 to 8 hours of screen on time, going down to about 5 or 6%. The battery's running usually for around about 21, 22, up to about 24 hours. So imagine this on the 1080p setting, you'll get easily average, if you're a moderate user, you'll get about 3 days battery on this phone. If you're a heavy user, day and a half to just under 2 days of battery. So big thumbs up for this device. Hey, so what are my final thoughts for the amazing Samsung Galaxy S10 5G? Wow, where do I start? There's just so many plus points with this device, starting with the 6.7-inch display. It really is a joy to use. Visually, it is stunning. I'm sure you see there in the images I showed you, some of the 4K footage on the screen on this phone is just mind-blowing. The use of the phone, it's flawless. Scrolling left, right, up, down, changing between apps, it's flawless. There's no complaints, no glitches. I haven't had the phone bugging out on me as of yet. What else? The battery life. Again, the battery life on this phone, I'm all about the battery myself. I want a good battery and a big display, and the battery on this phone is ridiculous. I mean, like I say, you're pushing anywhere between 5 to 8 hours of screen on time on the 1440p setting, and that is just crazy for a screen size this big to be getting that kind of battery over around about sort of 1 day and 3, 4, 5 hours. It's just phenomenal. I can't fault the battery. The phone feels good in the hand. I can't think of any downsides to the handset at the moment, but I must say, for me, brilliant handset. I'm really glad I got this over the Note 10. For the games that you get on a Note 10 compared to this suits me perfectly down to the ground. So double thumbs up for this handset. If you have any comments, questions or suggestions, as usual, make sure you leave them for me down below. Make sure you subscribe, hit the notification bell so you get all my latest videos, and if you like the video, give me that thumbs up. Until next time guys, take care. Bye bye.